the launch of Spice Exchange India. Spices Board, Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India has developed an ingenious digital platform for facilitating export of spices from the country by exploiting the technological capabilities for global connectivity and trade promotion. The platform, Spice Exchange India, Trade Route to Indian Spices, www.spiceexchangeindia.com, connects the Indian exporters and global buyers digitally. Before we move to the inaugural ceremony, we request you to kindly switch off your mobile phones or keep them in silent mode. All the invitees may kindly please occupy their seats. All of you are requested to follow COVID-appropriate behavior. Thank you. I request all the respected dignitaries to occupy their seats on the dais. Our chief guest of the day, Shri Som Prakash, Honorable Minister of State for Commerce and Industry, Government of India, and other guests of honor will be joining us online. May I request the following dignitaries to please join us on the dais. Inviting on stage Shri I would like to start with Shri B.N. Jha, Director of Marketing, Spices Board India. I request sir to please kindly occupy his seat on the dais. Also inviting on stage Shri D. Satyan IFS, Secretary, Spices Board India. May I also invite on stage Dr. A.B. Ramashri, Director, Research and Finance, Spices Board India. I would also like to invite on stage Shri Cherian Xavier, Chairman of ASEF. A warm welcome to all of you. May I request all of you to kindly raise for a silent prayer. Thank you. Requesting all of you to please be seated again. May I now request Shri B.N. Jha, Director, Spices Board, to welcome this august gathering.
Thank you. Good afternoon, distinguished Chief Guest of the day, Honorable Union Minister of State for Commerce and Industry, Shri Som Prakash Ji, Srimati Gayatri Isar Kumar, IFS High Commissioner, High Commission of India, United Kingdom, Shri Vikram K. Durai Swami, IFS, High Commissioner, High Commission of India, Dhaka, Bangladesh, Shri Sanjay Sudhir, IFS, Ambassador, Embassy of India, Abu Dhabi, Shri Aquino Vimal, IFS, Deputy Chief of Mission, Embassy of India, Beijing, China, Shri Diwakar Nath Misra, IAS, Joint Secretary, Department of Commerce, Government of India, Shri A.G. Thankapan, Chairman, Spices Board, Shri D. Satyan, IFS Secretary, Spices Board, my dear friends from the spices industry, directors of the board, colleagues, ladies and gentlemen. It is indeed a great privilege to welcome you all to the launching ceremony of Spice Exchange India platform. The innovative digital B2B platform developed by Spices Board for export facilitation of Indian spices. During the ongoing pandemic period, there has been an increase in global demand for multiple spices like turmeric, ginger, coriander, and cumin, owing to their healing and wellness properties. We also witnessed various progressive discussion on adopting a healthy diet of wellness and health benefits, and at times, the global curiosity on healthy foods were focused on age-old Indian wisdom and traditions. As we all know, spices have an indispensable role in the traditional Indian systems of medicine and cuisine. The spices exporters had challenging time in expanding their business relationship during this pandemic period, as there was restrictions on international travel and traditional business promotion activities. Moreover, the pandemic also created disruptions in the supply chains across the globe. This has prompted Spices Board to step in and resolve the issues and support the Indian spice sector with an innovative solutions aided with the technology. This has led to the conceptualization and development of Spice Exchange India to be inaugurated today to make things easier for Indian spice exporters by helping those to find potential international buyers. We believe Spice Exchange India will be highly beneficial to the Indian spice industry. On this prestigious occasion, we are highly honored to have Shri Som Prakash Ji, Honorable Union Minister of State for Commerce and Industry, as the chief guest of the day. His untiring support and guidance have been crucial in the functioning of Spices Board for the development and promotion of Indian spice industry. On behalf of Spices Board and the Indian spice industry, I extend a warm welcome to Shri Som Prakash Ji to the launch of Spice Exchange India. Welcome, sir. Thank you. The presence of ambassadors and high commissioners from the various Indian missions abroad is a great honor and encouragement for Spices Board and the industry, and we look forward to your continuing support in organizing various trade promotional events to further boost the export and consumption of Indian spices abroad. We are grateful to all of you for accepting our invitation and joining us online today. May I extend a very warm welcome to the online presence of Srimati Gayatri Isar Kumar, IFS, High Commission of India, United Kingdom. Welcome, madam. Shri Vikram K. Dorai Swami, IFS, High Commission of India, Dhaka, Bangladesh. Welcome, sir. Shri Sanjay Sudhir, IFS, Ambassador, Embassy of India, Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates. Welcome, sir. Shri Akino Vimal, IFS, Deputy Chief of Mission, Embassy of India, Beijing, China. Welcome, sir. I also extend a very warm welcome to the representatives of Indian Mission in Singapore, Thailand, and Japan. Welcome, sir, madam. I am very glad to welcome Shri Diwakar Nath Misra, IAS, Joint Secretary, Department of Commerce, Government of India, sir. We are obliged for the support and guidance you have extended to the Spices Board and also during the development of Spice Exchange India. Welcome, sir. I am very happy to welcome our chairman, Shri A.G. Thankpan, would have been within us, but today he is having a slight health issue, though his blessings are sent to us. And welcome, sir. Thank you. And a very warm welcome to Shri D. Satyan IFS, Secretary Spices Board, whose determination guides us for achieving new heights. Welcome, sir. It is indeed great pleasure to have the export fraternity with us today. I extend a very warm welcome to the AIACF Chairman, Sri Cherian Xavier, along with the other exports fraternity present with us online and offline. We welcome to all of you, sir. Thank you very much for being here. I also extend a warm welcome to the technical team from Mrs. Trident, the service provider of the platform, and all officials and colleagues of the Spices Board, whose excellent team effort has led us to realize the meaningful outcome. Last but not least, I extend a very hearty welcome to one and all of who have joined us both online and offline. Once again, I welcome all of you to this wonderful event. Have a great evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Honorable guests, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, we are now to witness the lighting of the lamp. A lighted lamp signifies good over evil, virtue over vice, and wisdom over ignorance, as well as a new beginning. I request all the dignitaries on the dais to come forward to light the holy lamp. you so much, and this definitely marks an auspicious beginning. I now invite Shri D. Satyan IFS, Secretary, Spices Board, for the introductory remarks.
Honorable Minister of State, Commerce and Industry, Government of India, Shri Som Prakash ji, Srimati Gayatri Isaac Kumar, IFS, Indian High Commissioner to the United Kingdom, Shri Vikram K. Duraiswamy, IFS, Indian High Commissioner to Bangladesh, Shri Sanjay Sudhir, IFS, Ambassador, Embassy of India in China, Shri Akino Vimal, IFS, Deputy Chief of Mission, Embassy of India in UAE, Shri Divakarnath Mishra, IAS, Joint Secretary, Plantation, Ministry of Commerce, Government of India, Shri A.G. Tangappan, Chairman, Spices Board. He was supposed to be here with us, but due to some health concerns, he has conveyed to us that he will be forced to miss today's function, but he has conveyed his blessings and wishes. And importantly, all the stakeholders of spices sector who have joined us to be part of this function here at the venue as well as online. Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to you all, and on behalf of Spices Board, again, a warm welcome to you all to this function, which is arranged to launch a unique and versatile digital platform, which we have titled as Spice Xchange India, which is designed to expand the reach of Indian spice exporters and open up new business opportunities for them. I take this opportunity to convey our special gratitude to Honorable Minister of State, Som Prakash ji, for sparing his valuable time to be with us amidst his busy schedule. We have received information that he will be joining us maybe in a few moments' time, or I'm not sure whether sir is, yeah, in another 5 or 10 minutes he will be with us online. We also convey, so we would like to convey our special gratitude to Honorable Minister of State for his support and for being part of this function to lend the weight of his name to this function, to the launch program. Thank you, sir. We convey our special gratitude to all the guests of honor for joining us online in this event. We would acknowledge with gratitude the strong support that we have received from Shri Divakarnath Mishra, Joint Secretary, in giving shape to this innovative platform, and also for joining us today on virtual mode. As part of my introductory speech, I intend to present before you some of the salient aspects of Indian spices industry, and then about the new platform that we are launching today. As we all know, spices continue to be one of the valuable commodities in trade in the world since ancient times. In fact, history says that it was indeed the search for exotic spices that seafarers landed in India. We all know that in 1498, Vasco da Gama discovered sea route to India when he landed on the Malabar coast. That was in search of spices. Since then, India has achieved a strong presence in the global spice trade as well as global spice traditions. Having blessed with diverse agroclimatic conditions, India is home to a rich variety of spices, thereby earning the nickname Spice Bowl of the World. Almost every state in our country offers one or two spices. Indian spices are famous for their intrinsic qualities, flavor and aroma. India continues to be the world leader when it comes to spices production, consumption, as well as exports. Despite COVID-19 induced restrictions and their impacts on global trade, I'm happy to inform you all that the Indian spices industry managed to sustain and flourish. In fact, spices exports from India reached an all-time high of $4 billion dollars in export value during last year. That was the historic high. Over the recent past, if we see, Indian spice industry has catered to the needs of about more than 180 countries, export destinations, with more than 225 spices and spice products. The strengths of Indian spice industry includes the diverse range of authentic spices and spice products that it can offer to the world, ensuring quality and safety. India produces more than 1 billion tons of spices, that is a very huge amount, from about 4.5 million hectares under spices cultivation. Out of this huge production, only 15% is now getting exported because we also have a very strong domestic market demand for spices. Apart from this, India also plays a very important role in shaping the global quality standards for spices. In this connection, I'm happy to inform all of you that India chairs the Codex Committee on Spices and Culinary Herbs, CCSCH, the youngest of the Codex committees functioning under the aegis of FAO and WHO, for which Spices Board India continues to be the secretariat. Spices Board India continues to be the secretariat for the Codex Committee on Spices. Within a short period of, say, 8 years since its inception in the year 2014, this committee has contributed Codex standards for about 8 spices so far, and the work is progressing steadily in respect of other spices as well. Spices Board India, the flagship organization under the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India, works for export promotion of Indian spices in international markets and also regulates the quality of spices for exports. The board undertakes various interventions and programs towards this. I'm happy to share the fact that ever since the constitution of the board in the year 1987, the spices exports from India has grown more than 100 times in rupee value. And the exports are poised for further growth in the coming years as well. Today, the board is very happy to present before you the unique and versatile digital platform titled Spice Xchange India, especially for the use of Indian spice exporters to reach out to the spice traders abroad who are interested in Indian spices. The portal is designed integrating advanced digital tools to provide an immersive digital experience to further business interests. It makes available at the fingertips of users database of spice traders from across the world in a searchable format and provides access to recent data pertaining to global spice trade. It has very many useful features. I am not going into detail right now here because we have arranged a demonstration as well as an interactive session for the benefit of exporters who are joining us today. The idea of developing such a portal was, of course, driven by the COVID pandemic-induced restrictions and their impacts on our normal trade practices that we have experienced in the past all over the globe. But we strongly feel that such a platform will be very much relevant even after the pandemic, as it has the potential to effortlessly connect the global spice trade fraternity and enhances their business opportunities. Viewed in the background of growing demand for spices in the international markets, India's strength as a leading spice exporter and the resultant opportunities that the sector holds for Indian spice entrepreneurs, we strongly hope that this platform will be an effective and valuable tool for all of them to further their export potential, and especially so for the new entrepreneurs entering the spices business. So here I take the opportunity to congratulate the marketing department of Spices Board and the service provider, that is Trident, a group of exhibitors, for developing this innovative platform and to bring it to the final shape that we are seeing it today. With this, I wish to conclude my introductory remarks. I once again thank all the dignitaries for joining all of us today to the launch program, and I wish all the participants a very pleasant evening, and though belatedly, I would like to convey our wishes for a very happy and great 2022. Thank you all. Thank you for the patient listening.
Thank you, sir. May I now request our guest of honor, Shri Divakar Nath Mishra, IAS, Joint Secretary, Department of Commerce, Government of India, who has joined us online for the special address.
Good afternoon, everyone. Distinguished guests, my colleagues from Spices Board. I am so very thankful to you all for inviting me to this event. In fact, I feel very proud and privileged, rather honored to be part of this occasion. As Mr. Satyan, Secretary Spices Board, was telling, I also, whenever I think about spices, I really feel, and I rather when I feel it, I feel very happy that it really is, if you see, it's really astonishing that Magellan, Vasco da Gama and Christopher Columbus, the greatest discoverers of the New World, were spice seekers. And all their adventures were in search of spices in order to enhance taste of their food, their cuisines, and also I feel that they wanted to worship their gods. So that underlines the importance of spices. If you see, the meaning goes that all these new words were discovered for spices only. And so goes the importance of Spices Board. And so the importance of India and India's spices. In fact, if you see, spices define the markets and trade routes of those times, which were being synonymous with wealth and power. From the unknown lands of the Orient, spices reached the market of Venice, Brussels, and London through obscure trade routes that were never revealed. Indian subcontinent, the richest geographical region, if I have to say, with a vast and varied flora and fauna, thus lured the world's attention to its shores and market with its rich and abundant spices only. Long before the Western voyagers sailed the oceans in search of spices, the great Indian wisdom realized the potential of spices. Spices were very closely associated with the day-to-day life of the Indians, and they were not only used for the taste of our food, but also they were used for certain treatment of ailments. To be precise, my point is the Western search for the New World was actually an attempt to search for spices. And here comes the today's event. Now Secretary Spices Board is going to launch the Spice Exchange India. So it does not require any Vasco da Gama, Magellan and all those adventures. Is going to finish all those things. Somebody sitting somewhere in the world with the click of button and mouse can see what are spices being produced in India and what are available for marketing and export and import, and all those information would be available on this website and this this electronic platform, which is basically very unique. Not only unique, let me congratulate Spices Board and all the stakeholders who have come forward together to realize this dream of putting everything online, all the information, all the wisdom, all the data of exporters and importers on one platform and help India's spices trade to multiply in certain numbers. I'm happy to tell, as in charge of Spices Board in the Department of Commerce, we have seen new heights last year and prior to that year when I joined after 6 months. We had reached last year $4 billion, a mark which was historic. This year we are heading towards $5 billion mark, and after a few years we are targeting to have, say after 5 years or so, $10 billion mark. Now, if we have to achieve that, we need certain initiatives. We need to make life easy for exporters and also for importers. We need to provide a platform where ease of doing business is prominent. We need very less regulations, and rather our role should be only for promotion of Indian spices. And accordingly, we are going to amend our laws, our acts, and all those rules which are being treated as hindrances in trade. I'm very happy that Spices Board is moving very fast, and all the stakeholders from India and abroad, all our exporters and importers, they are taking keen interest. Though there has been, the COVID has been for spices a gift for us. Because after COVID only we realized the importance of certain properties available in our spices which can treat not only ailments but also give the boost to our immunity. They are also there to prevent certain illness. And if you see in last 1 year, our market, our demand of spices have increased like anything. Most of them like turmeric, like ginger, like black pepper, like certain other spices which are also being associated with Ayush formulations. They have been in huge demand, and we are eager to work on those aspects. So far we have been only providing raw materials. I would urge in this forum to Spices Board and all other stakeholders who are listening to us, this is the time when we should focus on basically value added products. And also spices, though they are very useful for cuisines, they increase our taste and we have been fondly using them, there is a need to define the medicinal value of our spices in the world. Maybe we may require to associate with certain agencies, certain naturopaths, certain naturopathy tradition of medicine, certain other aspects of those medicines, but we seriously need to work on this aspect. This platform, which is going to be inaugurated today by Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry, MOS Honorable Sri Som Prakash Ji, would prove a stone of gold in the history of Spices Board, as this is going to provide a flawless transaction in trade of spice for India. I'm very happy that this thought has come to Spices Board. They got engaged with certain stakeholders. They have come forward with certain solutions, and I hope this works very well. Most of the time we start something and then there is a software failure, then sometimes technical glitches. At this juncture, I would also like to request the service provider to be very cautious in those terms. Once this is going online, it has to function properly, efficiently, and magnificently. Let me congratulate Spices Board and their team, and I would pause here. My best wishes to all of you. Thank you very much for patient hearing. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your words of support and encouragement. May I now invite our guest of honor, Shri Aquino Vimal, IFS, Deputy Chief of Mission, Embassy of India, Beijing, China, who has joined us online for a special address.
Good evening to all of you. It's an honor to speak at the launching ceremony of the Spice Exchange of Xchange India of the Spice Board. Now, please allow me to provide you a perspective for our spice trade from China. China has been one of our largest trading partner for the last several years. In fact, last year, our bilateral trade has increased to an all-time high of nearly US dollar 126 billion. This trade figure has only around the US dollar 28 billion as our exports. This implies that our trade deficit with China is to the tune of nearly US dollar 70 billion. While we are facing an uphill task in terms of reducing our trade deficit with China, I'm happy to inform that the spice exports to China is around US dollar 700 million, which is 17% of our total spice exports globally. In fact, our exports of spice to China has increased steadily in the last year and grew by nearly 33% when compared to 2020. This makes China the largest export destination of Indian spices. Despite the challenge of pandemic, export of spices has been resilient, and we need to work in a concerted manner for further promotion of its exports. China is not an easy market to enter, and we have to be cognizant about it. There are numerous challenges for market access, which we have to pursue in a resolute and persistent manner. Hence, Indian exporters who are interested in China market need to have a long-term and sustained plan if they have to make inroads. We at the embassy as well as the consulates have always been ready to guide and facilitate our business houses in this regard. As regards the challenge, last year, China rolled out regulation number 248 and 249 of the General Administration of China Customs. This has become a new non-tariff barrier for our export houses. Under this regulation, with effect from January 1st this year, all overseas food production, processing, storage enterprises require to be registered with China Customs before they can export their product to China. For the benefit of our exporters who are here, I would like to inform that in China, there are two methods of registration based on the category of the product. While most spices require registration through recommendation of the competent authority in India, that is the Spice Board, some spices are also sold to China as traditional Chinese medicine ingredients. Exporters for such TCM products need to self-register. So far, with our continuous efforts, we have been successful in registering more than 8,500 Indian entities dealing with spices and have obtained their approval with China Customs. However, we foresee some challenges for new registration in the coming months, for which we'll remain in touch with the Spice Board. Another market access issue which we faced recently was related to new requirement of a pesticide report for every batch of cumin exports from India. Despite persistent efforts, we could not delay its rollout, resulting in nearly 1 month export halt before the system could be put in place in India. Friends, China market is large, but it needs careful handling, and Indian enterprises need to continuously build and further strengthen their relations with their Chinese importers to enhance their market share. Countries like Indonesia, Vietnam, and Iran are our competitors. Currently, India accounts for 70% of China's spice imports, which is clearly a pointer that our spice export houses have good reputation in China as a predictable supplier. Hence, the quality of our product needs to be maintained and ensured. Our supply is predictable, our packaging and labeling regularly improved and updated. We need to focus on greater marketing. We also need to focus on value addition of our products, like exploring export of chili oils instead of chili, or various spice-based oils, extracts rather than raw spices. We need to identify spices that are components of TCM products and explore that market. The TCM market in China is huge. Hence, there is a need for a greater market study and market intelligence. In this context, we would recommend that the Spice Board could consider permanently stationing one of its officials in China. China is a large market for Indian spices, and there is a tremendous potential to increase our exports. Presence of the Spice Board in China could make a considerable difference in terms of our outreach and monitoring of the market. It will definitely add value to money. Let me conclude by conveying my best wishes to the Spice Board for this very important initiative. We hope this portal will further strengthen our spice exports, and we stand ready to support and support our exporters in this regard. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for your interesting inputs and best wishes. I now invite our guest of honor, Shri Sanjay Sudhir IFS, Ambassador, Embassy of India, Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, who has joined us online for the special address.
Honorable Union Minister of State for Commerce and Industry, Shri Som Prakash Ji, my colleagues from the Foreign Service, Chairman Spices Board of India, Secretary Spices Board of India, Shri D. Satyan, distinguished participants, Namaste and good afternoon to all. I want to congratulate the Spices Board and Department of Commerce for their very timely initiative of launching Spice Exchange. Much has already been said about Indian spices and about the spice route. Can't add anything more to that. I just want to bring in the UAE context. You are all aware that India and UAE share a historic people-to-people relations and a strong cultural affinity. We know each other's cuisine and taste. We share the same taste for spices, and that's wonderful for all of us. The UAE is also a place of diverse nationalities. The diversity of UAE and its prime position as a trading hub offers a potential opportunity for both Indian exporters and UAE businesses to introduce a wider range of spices of India to the consumers here in the UAE as well as beyond. Ladies and gentlemen, let me highlight a few aspects of India-UAE special partnership and the complementarities that can benefit our spices sector. Firstly, India-UAE Comprehensive Strategic Partnership is the cornerstone of the multifaceted bilateral relations between our two countries. Under this broad framework, our economic and commercial engagement with the UAE continues to be exceptional. Given India's strong position in spices trade, there are immense opportunities to further enhance the level of bilateral trade in spices. Secondly, India has been a trusted partner for the UAE in terms of meeting its food requirements. Since the pandemic broke, India has been consistently supplying UAE food products through an uninterrupted bilateral air cargo route. And I think that is something which is very, very well recognized in the UAE because much of their established supply chains as far as food products are concerned simply broke down. But we were able to sustain their food supplies. And I think in the coming years, this cooperation would further deepen, including through dedicated food corridors, which we are both talking about. And food is going to become a vital pillar of our bilateral relationship. As I mentioned that during COVID time, we were able to very clearly establish the indispensability, so to say, of India as far as food requirements is concerned. And therefore, this is what gives India a very clear edge over other competitors as a steady source of spices as well. Thirdly, COVID pandemic has made all nations realize the importance of food sector and reliable supply chains in the context of disruptions caused during the pandemic. We need to take note that UAE is one of the largest and most active trading hubs in the region with reach to Africa, Europe and beyond. The Emirati multinational logistics company DP World and free zones like Jabal Ali Free Zone of Dubai, Khalifa Industrial Zone of Abu Dhabi act as launch pads for expanding Indian exports. Fourthly, also in the context of the current pandemic, and as Divakar also mentioned some time back, the digital space is expected to retain its strong presence even after COVID and perhaps get even stronger. As India and nations across the world are working to streamline economic growth, digital platforms like Spice Exchange are timely and would enable in promoting Indian economy as well. Fifthly, UAE is the third largest trading partner of India with an annual bilateral trade surpassing about 60 billion in the pre-COVID years. Many of you would have also heard about the ongoing negotiations for a comprehensive economic partnership agreement between India and the UAE to enhance bilateral trade from the current levels of about 60 billion to about 100 billion in the next 5 years. I can update this gathering that we are on the verge of signing this agreement. CEPA is expected to generate huge momentum to our economic partnership, including merchandise trade. So I think this is one area, this is one platform which we must leverage to increase our spice export. Ladies and gentlemen, in our outreach efforts to enhance Indian exports, you'll always find the embassy in Abu Dhabi as a willing partner. Our embassy, along with the Spices Board of India, has jointly organized a virtual buyer-seller meet last October, which witnessed participation from UAE's leading supermarket chains, major spices importers, and Indian exporters as well. I am confident that Spice Exchange will further facilitate and enhance exports of Indian spices to the world, and I once again compliment Spices Board for its effort. Allow me to conclude my remarks by extending my warm wishes to Honorable Minister of State for Commerce and Industry. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir, for the interesting remarks and your words of support. I now invite our guest of honor, Shri Vikram K. Dureswamy, IFS, Chief Commissioner, High Commission of India, Dhaka, Bangladesh, who has joined us online for the special address.
Good afternoon, respected Minister and colleagues from our missions in London, Abu Dhabi, Beijing, and our colleague from the Ministry of Commerce. Thank you, Satyan Saab, for the opportunity, and good wishes to everybody out in Kochi for the success of this event. Congratulations to begin with on the rollout of this interesting and timely platform, leveraging the learnings from the COVID pandemic of the value of using virtual means to connect with business partners. Like my colleague said, let me focus on the main points which are relevant to the Bangladesh context. Obviously, as you know, Bangladesh is our largest trade partner in the region, but more importantly, in the last year or so, Bangladesh has also become one of our top 4 export destinations globally. So today, bilateral trade has crossed the 10 billion mark last year. This year, we see it likely to actually go up to over 15 billion in a two-way direction. So there is significant opportunity that has been generated, primarily from the expansion of logistics for better trade. Our first and foremost point here is that during this past year and a half, we've seen a significant expansion in agricultural exports to Bangladesh, an increase of 96% from $1.4 billion in FY 1920 to $2.8 billion in the year recently passed. We are therefore looking at Bangladesh as the 3rd largest export destination for agricultural commodities, including spices. Now, this is logical, obviously, because there is so much that we have in common with Bangladesh in terms of diet, in terms of the food tradition, indeed even our palate. The spices are fairly similar, the spices that we use, so it's logical that we should focus on it. The Spice Board and our spice exporters have done an excellent job in moving spice exports up to $335 million, essentially representing 73% of the total spice imports of Bangladesh. As my colleague from Beijing said, clearly India is the major supplier and the trusted supplier of spices. Our export basket on spices to Bangladesh is very diverse, including a range of products, not just pepper and cardamom, but also chilies, turmeric, coriander, pretty much everything that we could think of. Here there are 2 points that I want to make that are contextual and are relevant to what we are trying to do. One is our larger focus, and since we have the Ministry of Commerce present today, it must be on better connectivity and improved logistics. Without improved logistics, we will not be able to service this market, which is a large and growing market, and it is central to our Look East and Act East policies together, as well as to our Neighborhood First policy. Last year, we started the process of moving goods, including chilies and cumin, etc., and turmeric, using railway for the first time. And that has been a game changer. We see an opportunity similarly with coastal shipping, which needs to be promoted as an opportunity to move non-perishable goods to Bangladesh more easily. Second, better access. A lot of effort has gone into enhancing access and branding in 2 broad segments. One, bulk consumption by food processing industry, where quantity and timeliness is more important than the premium quality. And second, smaller consumers who are looking at premium quality but at affordable prices. This is a price-sensitive market, much like ours, and it's important to be present in both segments. Looking ahead, 4 points to take away for our trading community. One, Bangladesh is, while it is moving fast on the digital door, it is still a destination that will require a hybrid strategy. So the spice exchange is important, but it is also important to essentially beat a path down with your shoes and to be here in actually developing the market. Second, we need to see a spice mission here, as and when the COVID pandemic permits, as a dedicated opportunity to explore the market. Third, there are annual events on agricultural products. Here it's called BAPA, B-A-P-A. This is an important opportunity for Spice Board, along with the PEDA, to mount a strong Indian pavilion, high quality, to brand ourselves as the premium and largest supplier of spices and agricultural commodities worldwide. Finally, last point, we need to look at our neighboring states, the 5 states that border Bangladesh, as an opportunity to develop spice quality and spice exchanges and locally sourced product of high quality and with premium packaging. This needs a higher level of focus from the government of India to assist our neighboring states, primarily Northeast India, Tripura, Meghalaya, and Mizoram, if possible, as well as Assam, as an opportunity to improve packaging, post-production processing, standardization, and transportation links. Let me close by congratulating the Spice Board for this important opportunity, and let me wish you every success. We hope to see you here physically in Bangladesh in the year ahead. Your success will be our success. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for the valid remarks and the words of appreciation. I now invite our guest of honor, Srimati Gayatri Isar Kumar IFS, High Commissioner of India, United Kingdom, who has joined us online for the special address.
Namaskar. Honorable Union Minister of State for Commerce and Industry, Shri Shom Prakash ji, Shri D. Satyan, Secretary Spice Board, dear colleagues, heads of missions, and distinguished participants and attendees. My colleagues and I here at the High Commission of India in London are very happy to join this very special event as the Spice Board launches this welcome measure to further modernize our approach to spice trade. I congratulate you all, the leadership of the Spice Board, for your initiative. I'm particularly delighted as this digital web portal will further help Indian spice exporters to connect more easily and more directly with importers across the globe, and of course with the United Kingdom. And we will all be able to come closer to achieving the maximum potential of export of spices from our country. I'm confident that this exchange will also provide a unique and a valuable connectivity because it comes at a time when India's trade relationship with the United Kingdom is at a very important juncture. We have decided to double bilateral trade by 2030, and this is an ambition declared in the roadmap for 2030 announced by Honorable Prime Minister of India and his UK counterpart way back in May 2020. And we have been putting in all our efforts since then. At this moment, of course, we are in negotiations under the leadership of Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry, Shri Piyush Goyal, and his UK counterpart for an India-UK free trade agreement. And that, we expect, would also give a further boost to Indian exports to the UK by removing market access barriers and reducing tariffs. And I'd like to mention that spice export from India to the UK in the last financial year has been 28 million US dollars. It represents 30% increase over the previous year. Maybe that has something to do with the fact that chicken tikka masala is the national dish of Britain. And to further facilitate export from India, our High Commission has worked with Spice Board to facilitate a virtual buyer-seller meeting with UK-based companies in December 2021. I must say this was very well received, and there have been a number of good inquiries from good companies, and we are working to bridge them with their the possible potential partners in India. But our High Commission is committed to work with our colleagues in government in Kerala and at Delhi, exporters and chambers across India, towards increasing India's export to the UK and achieving the target of $40 billion that has been set for this year by Honorable Prime Minister. So with Indian spices being popular worldwide because of their unique qualities that have been talked about, including the medicinal value, of course, I have no doubt that sky is the limit for exports. We work on supply chains, as mentioned by my colleagues, and better connecting buyers and sellers more effectively. So I take this opportunity to ensure Spice Board and then exporting states across our country that the High Commission of India is committed to assist in promoting this export of spices, and we look forward to working with you all on this in the coming months. And once again, I offer my best wishes for the success of Spice Exchange India. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am, for the interesting remarks. I would like to let you all know that our chief guest of the day, Shri Som Prakash, Honorable Union Minister of State for Commerce and Industry, Government of India, has just joined us online. Sir, I would like to bring to your notice that post the lamp lighting ceremony,
We'll use this for quick.
Post the lamp lighting ceremony, we've had the introductory remarks by Shri D. Satyan IFS, Secretary, Spices Board of India, and we've all had addresses by the guests of honor as well, who've all conveyed their best wishes to Spice Exchange of India and given us some very valid inputs. And now, may I kindly request Shri Som Prakash, Honorable Union Minister of State for Commerce and Industry, Government of India, to launch Spice Exchange India portal and address the gathering.
Shri Divakarnath Mishra Ji, Joint Secretary, representative of Indian Mission in USA, China, Bangladesh, UAE and UK, Shri A.G. Thankapan, Chairman Spices Board, Shri D. Satyan, Secretary Spices Board, Shri B. N. Jha, Director Marketing Spices Board, spices exporters, growers, other stakeholders, and other dignitaries. As we all know, India has been known for its spices since ancient times. In fact, it was the search for the valuable exotic spices that brought Vasco da Gama to India in 1498. Ever since, spices from our country have received worldwide popularity for their flavor, aroma, and medicinal properties. So rich is the cultural association of spices and the diversity of the spices in India that our nation is often referred to as spices bowl of the world. I am happy to note that India's overall exports have continued an increasing trend. Spices exports from India has crossed $4 billion USD marks for the first time in the history of spices export in 2020-21. In the global scenario, India is the single largest producer and exporter of a wide range of spices. About 75 out of 109 varieties of spices listed by the International Organization of Standardization are grown in this country. India presently enjoys a dominant share in the global spices market by exporting about 225 different spices and spice products to more than 180 countries. The Ministry of Commerce and Industry, under the leadership of Shri Piyush Goyal ji, Honorable Minister of Commerce and Industry, has been taking various steps and initiatives to facilitate agricultural exports to achieve mercantile exports of US $400 billion in the financial year 2020, 21, 22, in tune with the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji's vision of Atmanirbhar Bharat, Make in India for the world is the tangible tagline that suits the spices industry too very well. In this connection, I am happy to note that Spices Board has come up with an innovative digital B2B platform, Spice Exchange India, to facilitate the exports of spices. I congratulate Spices Board for its efforts to promote spices export from the country and bringing out initiatives to strengthen market linkages. It gives me immense pleasure to inaugurate Spice Exchange India, which is the first of its kind online portal dedicated to spices export. Move one step towards Atmanirbhar Bharat and keep our country flag flying high, and will also contribute to achieve the Honorable Prime Minister's vision of Make in India. I wish all the success to the endeavor, and with this, I declare the inaugurating the portal Spice Exchange India for all the stakeholders. Thank you very much. Dhanyawad.
With that, we deem the inauguration of Spice Exchange India has been done.
Spice Board India now leads the global spice route. Welcome to our virtual marketplace for India's spice exporters with exclusive benefits. Get access to thousands of importers from around the globe. Explore global markets in real time from the comforts of your 24/7 virtual office with our smart AI-driven platform shortlists, suggests and connects you with most relevant importers from around the world. Grow your business across continents with real-time translations, video and chats too. Get access to key forecasts, trends, import data. Spice Exchange India is your one-stop digital gateway to the world of spice. For limitless spicy benefits and limitless opportunities, subscribe today.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was the official launch of Spice Exchange India, and thank you also to the chief guest for his enlightening remarks. I request Dr. A.B. Ramashri, Director Spices Board, to propose the vote of thanks.
Chief guest of the day, Honorable Minister of State for Commerce and Industry, Shri Som Prakash ji, Shri Gayatri Isa Kumar IFS, High Commissioner, United Kingdom, Shri Vikram D. Duraiswamy IFS, High Commissioner of India, Dhaka, Bangladesh, Shri Sanjay Sudhir IFS, Ambassador, Embassy of India, Abu Dhabi, United Arab Emirates, Shri Akuno Vimal IFS, Deputy Chief of Mission, Embassy of India, Beijing, India, Shri Divakar Nath Mishra, AAS, Joint Secretary, Department of Commerce, Government of India, Shri A.G. Tangappan, Chairman, Spices Board, Shri D. Satyan, IFS Secretary, Spices Board, my dear friends from Spice Fraternity, colleague, ladies and gentlemen. A warm good evening to one and all present here. It is a great privilege for me to express the token of gratitude on the celebrated occasion. This day will be remembered as a milestone in the history of Spices Board. In this new era, resultant of the changing time and especially after the pandemic, a new platform for the easy doing business was indeed a necessity. And this new venture of a novel digital B2B platform for promoting spice export, Spice Exchange India, is a result of the board's determination to support the Indian spice industry, enabling it to perform better even during the challenging time. Spice Exchange India comes out as the India's first online digital platform for international trade facilitation, where spice exporters from India and international importers can be in touch with each other constantly. Spice Exchange India is equipped with bespoke features and value-added services. Spice Exchange India used the latest technologies, enabling the user to create a virtual office to reach out the global spice circle, and it is aided with artificial intelligence supported matchmaking technology for business networking with information on the global spice trade and importers data. I hope the spice industry would make the most of this platform. I believe the platform would also make source of spice from India much easier for the international buyers. Gayatri Kumar, IFS, High Commissioner of India, United Kingdom, for taking time off your busy schedule to take part in the launch of Spice Exchange India. And Madam expressed the increase of 30% of export from India to United Kingdom. Madam, thank you for your support, and I take this opportunity to extend my sincere thanks to you, Madam. Now I would like to express my sincere thanks to Sri Vikram K. Doraiswamy, IFS, High Commissioner of India, Dhaka, Bangladesh, for his distinguished presence and wishes that he rendered for the success of Spice India. Thank you, sir. Moving on I extend my sincere thanks to Sri Sanjay Sudha, IFS, Ambassador, Embassy of India, Abu Dhabi, for finding time out of his busy schedule and joining us today on this glorious occasion. Thank you, sir. Now I would like to express our sincere thanks to Sri Akuno Vimal, IFS, Deputy Commissioner of Chief Mission, Embassy of India, Beijing, China, for his valuable presence and kind words. On behalf of Spice Board, I thank you, sir. We are also grateful for the support from Indian Mission in Japan, Singapore, Thailand, and we look forward to your continuous support in the days to come. Thank you, sir and madam. I take immense pleasure in extending my gratitude to Sri Divakarnath Mishra, IAS, Joint Secretary. That means sir is looking after the Spices Board sector and under Ministry of Commerce and Industry, Government of India. And I thank you very much, sir, for your gracious presence and valuable words. We are also very grateful to Sri A.G. Thankapan, Chairman, Spices Board India, Kochi, for his guidance and support throughout this endeavor. On behalf of everyone gathered here, I thank our chairman, Spices Board. And I would like to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to Sri D. Satyan IFS, Secretary Spices Board Kochi, for his support, guidance and encouragement he extended to us for developing this innovative platform and organizing this event to the grandeur. We are grateful to you, sir. I would like to thank all the distinguished invitees, exporters present here for accepting our invitation and taking time off their busy schedule to be part of this glorious event. Thank you all. I also wish to express my deep sense of gratitude to my colleagues and every members of Spices Board, especially the service provider and the technical team for your constant effort for the successful execution of Spice Exchange India and for organizing this event to this majesty. Thank you all. And with this, I conclude my words once again and thank you all. Have a great evening.
Thank you, ma'am, for your words of gratitude. With this, we have come to the end of the inaugural session. May I kindly request the dignitaries on the dais to please destage and occupy the seats in the front rows. Before we move to the technical session, here are a few announcements. We are open to interactions after the presentation on Spice Exchange India. Due to time constraints, we would be limiting the queries to a maximum of 10 numbers. Those who are attending the event online can raise their queries by messaging through the platform. You are also requested to share your email ID and contact number while messaging the queries. We will be forwarding the link for the interaction. May I now invite Shri Pratyush TP, Deputy Director, Spices Board India, for the presentation on Spice Exchange India.
Good evening all. We have just witnessed the global launch of Spice Exchange India in the comfort of a small room at Cochin, Kerala. Thousands of people from across the globe and Indian mission from different countries, from different time zones have participated in this event successfully. That is the power of technology. In the period of this COVID pandemic, we are using this power of technology to extend the support to the spice fraternity across the globe, especially spice exporters from India. As the distinguished speakers have highlighted, COVID has given us both challenges and opportunities. Challenges are always there, coming with the change. Challenges, we will keep it one side. We know the major challenges faced by our spice industries in logistics, as well as in manpower, as well as in their business development. Those are the major challenges in the COVID. But if you see the export performance of India, we can see the growth. We can say in this pandemic time, this level of growth is a highly promising one, and we have to tap that opportunity. And Spice Exchange India will act as a catalyst for developing this. Like, we all know that there is a huge global demand, especially for Indian spices. The world has connected the immunity properties of spices and the value of Indian spices, and we all know that the intrinsic qualities of Indian spices are much superior than our competitors. There are more markets have been opened. Many of the exporters have started exporting to different countries because the huge demand is arising from across the globe that we are tapping one by one. But the major challenge is that, like in Spices Board, you are all aware, we used to participate in the international fairs. But in 2020, February onwards, all the major events have been stopped or gone to a virtual mode. So we all know the expense of traveling to different countries, putting up a stall, it is cost between 6 lakhs to 10 lakh rupees per exporter. We are getting 4 or 5 good competitive buyers, then we call it as a good success. Here in this platform, we are offering numbers of buyers like 10,000 plus or 50,000 plus buyers, that is keep on adding on a monthly basis. That will give opportunity for all exporters, especially the new exporters who are registering with Spice Board or who are coming into this market. It will be a motivational factor for them to identify different markets, different buyers from across the globe. What is the advantage of this platform? Because why Spices Board has come to with this? We thought that because all these events have been getting cancelled, we thought that why we should have a 24/7 virtual office in which you can exhibit all the services of yours, including the videos, the products profiles, and we connect it with the global database. So that is the initial thought the Spices Board have, and now that is materialized. And it is in front of you as Spice Exchange India. I'll just briefly highlight some of the features. After that, Mr. Sujit Gopal will be explaining in detail about the platform. This is the place where the globe meet India. The Spice Exchange India during this COVID time, there is a major relevance of this platform. We are very successful that we could launch this time, the COVID period of time, that we can use this as an opportunity to address the major challenges during this period. Spice Exchange India is a portal empowering the next generation events, showcase products, connects with like-minded people and grow your business network. We can call this the Spice Export Booster. As I have explained, it is a catalyst in boosting the spice exports from India. Spice Exchange portal with a vision to be accessible to everyone through the power of technology. The goal is to build a community of buyers and suppliers and connect them through the virtual meets. This virtual platform and your global office, we can say 24/7 global office, that is beyond the language barriers. This global office is equipped with live translations. A person in Spain can easily talk with you. It's a live translation happening in your own language. So there is no language barrier, there is no distance barrier. Everything has been washed out with a very low cost portfolio. Next. These are the major objectives. The platform is enabled with artificial intelligence that Mr. Sujit Gopal will explain in detail how a buyer and a seller will be connected automatically and what is the recommendation model by the platform by suggesting which is a major suitable buyer for an exporter. So though so many options are there, one by one he will be explaining to you. And this was actually a one-stop portal for the global fraternity. We want to develop this as the major, if somebody talks about spices, maybe in a span of 5 years time, that is what we envisage. In a span of 5 years time, somebody in anywhere in the globe will talk about spices of India or Indian spice exporters. The first link will come to them will be Spice Exchange India. And that's all other features will be explained in detail. And I extend all my thanks to the Spices Board Chairman and Secretary. Without their support and guidance, this won't ever happen. In my full heart, I support and I thank Secretary Sir Satyan Sir and our Chairman Sir. Thank you. Now I welcome Mr. Sujit Gopal, Managing Director of Trident, who are the service provider for this platform. He is the master brain behind the features of this platform. Sujit Gopal, please.
Thank you, sirs. Thank you all the dignitaries and of course the Secretary himself. I would like to start off with a very simple words which I just heard from the Joint Secretary. He said this is a golden launch, but he also added that launches do happen, but do make it simple and smooth flowing. One of those most important words which has actually made me pretty stressed and actually made me very worried also. I've embarked on this particular kind of a thought process along with the Spice Board. How do I make something as unique as this, as creative as this, as required as this for the times which are there, the COVID times and beyond? I always use the word COVID and beyond because definitely not today, definitely day after, COVID will not be there. But are we making something which is going to be for the years coming in? And as he rightly said, maybe after 5 years, anybody talks about exporting spices from India to abroad, or any importer wants to talk about importing from India, will he get first choice of Spice Exchange? Will he that be the first choice he's talking about? I think that is where we had to reach. We have tried our best to inculcate the best of technology, best of knowledge of ours, and also get as much as information on board. I would say one simple word to it, that are we actually creating the encyclopedia of spices together, along with all the stakeholders of spice exporters and spice importers together? I think that's what our major concept was. And I would say that was what the objective was also, as Sir already said it and all our dignitaries talked about. Let's do something which is going to be unique, and let's do something for the exporters of India. As I rightly said, let every member of Spice Board be useful to this and ensure that whatever we are doing is going to be helpful. I'll just pinpoint about a few of the major points here, and I'm sure you would all appreciate that how we have worked on it. As I said, this is what is going to be empowering the entire Indian spice exporters. When I say entire spice exporters, even the smallest and the largest has to be benefited here. We don't need to be talking in terms of if somebody is paying more, does he get any better benefits? It's going to be a same platform for everybody. So we're going to be empowering every single exporter here so that he's able to reach out to the world across. When I say world across, are we actually covering the universe of importers here? We have tried to do that. Let me explain how it's going to happen. Now, that's what the whole thing is. This particular platform, as we have been talking about it, is going to be very unique in terms of very immersive, very helpful to everybody, and easy to operate. You know what we talk in terms of the UX and the UI, the user exchange formulas and US, interface formulas. We put everything here so that even in 2 steps, you should be able to reach out to the kind of importers you're talking about. Let me open up this. Now, one of the most important factor, or the use of the word which AI is, you read about it everywhere, which is you talk about artificial intelligence. We thought, how can you utilize this artificial intelligence to facilitate us? Very simple. Can I imbibe every person who is coming onto this platform? Can I look at every exporter who is going onto this platform and searching and understanding his behavioral cycle, understanding the data which he requires in his life, and match it together? This AI is going to be helping us to match your requirements to the importer's requirement. So this actually would open the plethora of opportunity for you in terms of talking to the right importer across the world. When I say across the world, it actually means, are we going to talk about Chile? Are we going to talk about US? Are we talking about one of the largest importers like China? Are we able to do that with this particular platform is what we have tried to do it best. And sir, as usual, I would say, whenever anybody talks about any spice, which he is talking in terms of maybe Googling it or using AOL, this platform should come up to it. This platform should be reached out to it. That's how we have developed the whole software to reaching out the whole thing. Coming to the next very important factor is the recommendation formula. I would say we all been watching a lot of Netflix in our lives and Amazon in our lives, and we watch a movie. The very next time when you open up the Netflix, you are given some recommendations. Have you watched the Mohanlal's these latest movies? Have you watched Mammootty's latest movies? That's what recommendation is all about. As simple as that. The same formula what we've added here is, if an exporter goes onto the go onto the site and he searches for an importer for prepper, next time when you go onto the site, he will actually be giving recommendation of these kind of importers you should talk to, with all details about the importers, as I will open up. How this happens is the most important factor. It's a very simple formula, management philosophy, push and pull strategy. With the AI, we are pulling the person onto the site, and with the push strategy, we're giving you the opportunity of meeting all the importers on board as a recommendation. So it becomes a complete process where it's going to be very helpful to you. I think, come to the next slide. And as I already said, this is going to be utilizing all your search process and all the activities together. Create an AI analysis of what you've been wanting to search and what you're looking at, which countries you're looking at, which kind of products you want to sell, and then using that to suggest to you, saying that the push and pull strategies all together. Well, any software and provider in AI, it's, as you said, as I also would be saying, that it's always taking some time. Now, as you're going on through the site and then using the site, only then he'll get to know the next time when you go there, you'll get to know what kind of importers you're looking at, what kind of suggestions are coming through. So therefore, Spice Board and us realized this could be a slightly 1 month of additional time frame for the particular site. Therefore, we said, let's do something which is going to be most unique possible. Can we get almost every importer of the world together under one place and give it to you on a platter? We have almost around 50,000 data of the importers across the world. When I say 50,000 data, you would definitely say, why not we look at data which are already available in the market? But this data is a completely refined, in our words, kind of mining as you do to get out the gold. Similarly, we have mined this data to ensure that almost 95% of the data is completely, as true as possible. And all this data has got almost around 27 kind of parameters. Parameters, I would say, in terms of the addresses of the person, in terms of phone numbers of the persons who are going to be involved, email IDs of the persons, all that together. And what we've also done is we've made it socially and digitally relevant. When I say socially and digitally, you would know in all the Scandinavian countries and all, sending an email also may not be the best approach. The best is send them a socially connect. For example, sending them a LinkedIn or something, they would react much easier. So the whole answer was, yes, let's do it socially relevant, that all these data guy or the importers also have some relevance in terms of having a LinkedIn numbers also, LinkedIn connects also. So you can send them links with all those things together. So what we have done is, we have given you the best of importer data together and 50,000 of them together. Coming to the most important factor is, so we are sitting here. You cannot even attend the office right now. But if I gave you an office which is digitally strong with you and it's a virtual office, you would get a notification right now and you'll be able to see who's come to your site. Right? I basically call the site actually your office itself, a digitally virtual office. The moment a person goes onto the site, he will be taken to your website, provided he has talked about if you are a pepper exporter, he'll take you to a site of yours, and you would get to know that the person has come to your website. This is the kind of we have around 8 to 10 options to choose from kind of offices you're looking at. This would become your office, which will have, talking about your company profiles. You'll talk about, talking a one-to-one call right now, for example, as I'm talking one-to-one with you. This is the same opportunity you have. You can talk to him, talk to your importer there and then. And to what extent it is, when you're talking to the importer, this would be actually translated to you. So, if you're a Chinese importer and I want to talk to you, all you need to do is keep talking to him. I'll get an English translation there. He will get his Chinese translation. So it's going to be as simple as talking to each other, a person who is knowing to both the language together. So that kind of facilities we have added. And also what we're talking about, one of the most important is a regular update of glimpses of the recent purchases. Here we have lakhs and lakhs of glimpses of the purchases which is happening. World over, it's a regular thing, a lot of pepper is bought, a lot of chili is bought from in America, from a lot of exporters. We would give you a synopsis of all of the transactions happening there in terms of the guy from US buying something from China and so on and so forth, which will enable you to finalize how to reach out to those guys who are actually doing business right now. And the most easier way is just send them an email or to reach out to them. It becomes a most important factor. So therefore what we talked about was, we talked about AI, we talked about recommendation model, we talked about a huge amount of 50,000 data together with you for, for the importers. And of course, also what he is doing internationally becomes the most important factor. And all is here. All is here on this website only for you. We also have divided India into the various states, and every state details is also given to the importer. So when I was talking about from the exporter point of view, I also wanted to tell you the importer himself has a lot of opportunity here. The importer will get to know in terms of which state has got how much of capacity, what segments he's dealing in, all that is all here. So for example, you're talking in terms of Kerala itself, which are the segments he's talking about, which are the product regions he's talking about, all is here. And as Spice Board and us, we would ensure that there's regular meetings with the ambassadors, which we will be doing regularly in a month's time or quarterly. And what happens is all the buyer-seller meets, you would be having an opportunity of meeting all of them on a regular basis. This is huge. Summation. So don't worry. So we also want to tell you that all the spices of India, the 52 spices of India, has actually an encyclopedia kind of an opportunity here. Every product, be it a chili, be it a cardamom, every part of it, the nutritive value of it, the medicinal value of it, the growing pattern, which states it is buying, all that is there in this particular site. What I was also talking in terms of earlier was, let's have an encyclopedia so that anybody wants to talk about any spice anywhere in the world, he has to come to this site. And when he comes to the site, he'll talk about any of the spices. He can go to the exhibitor search and he can find you right there in the exhibitor page. So therefore it becomes so easy for you. As I said, this is the encyclopedia. We've made it very user-friendly. We have also made it very interesting. I'm sure once this launch is happening, you all would be trying this site again and ensure, and also love to see it in terms of how much of value it has been added into it. For example, any of the spices is touched, opened, and then all the features of the spices will open up. For example, allspice, it's not visible really. Descriptions is there, the origin of the old spice is there. And also, we can go to the find an exporter. All the exporters who are on board, importer can just click and get to the exporter of India. Do you have any of the individual offices? So that I can also show that. This is the 24/7 office which we're talking about. We have options of the sites for you. And all of this, we have a dashboard for you, and you can operate yourself. Any third person is not required. You can change your posters, you can change your communication, you can change your videos, anything and everything is here, sir. So therefore, it's a one-stop shop for anybody and everybody. You don't require anybody else, right? Except that we would be upgrading and putting the best of the latest information onto the site in terms of the most number of importers to be added regularly. If you're talking in terms of 10,000 right now, 10,000 unique right now, we're going to be doing it every month. We'll be adding at least 500 more. So as we're going ahead, it's going to be a very, very useful platform for you. Okay. We have a meeting scheduler here. You think of any opportunity which is required from a translation model to the meeting scheduler, it's all is there. We can have live translations I've already talked about. I think we're almost at the end, isn't it? So as I said, this is the platform, this is the unique factor which we all talked about here. This is definitely a golden path which Spices Board has started. And I stand here stressed and worried how to keep it going the way we have envisaged, ensure that everything goes smooth and happy for everybody. I hope all of you would use it and subscribe to it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now open for interaction. Due to time constraint, we'll be taking a maximum of 10 questions. Those who would like to ask questions offline, the mic will be passed to you. And we would like to request you to please introduce yourself and then ask your questions. For those of you who would like to pose questions online, the link will be shared to you.
Hi, good evening. I'm Prakash Nambudiri from AB Mori. My question is to Sujit. Can you also highlight on the pricing part? You told you have to pay and subscribe.
It's a subscribe thing.
Yeah, so
and
kindly,
it's definitely a Spice Board's
kindly
domain to talk about it.
Yeah, so then maybe Mr. Jha or whoever, Pratish or whoever is responding.
Yeah, good evening, sir. Right now, that early bird offer is going on. It is 20,000 rupees plus GST for a period of 6 months. So what we are planning is that after this launch, we are extending the early bird offer for 1 more month. It is 20,000 rupees plus GST for a period of 6 months. Thank you, sir. The online participants can also ask the questions.
Good evening. My name is Abraham. My question is to Mr. Sujit. Excuse me, sir. My question is to Mr. Sujit. Good evening, sir. So my question is there an internal arrangement where, as an exporter of a particular spice, take for example cardamom, is there a facility to showcase your store, or is there a facility to project your store amongst a whole lot of suppliers?
It's a very interesting question, because it's the first question that came to my mind also was this when I started making this. How do I make it democratic, you know? So the first thought was the most important factor. I'm sure cardamom will have hundreds of exporters sending it from here. So the first actual, if the importer comes and finds you or all the exporters there of cardamom, there is 3 opportunities here. One, of course, there's A to Z opportunity. I mean, that's the most normal democratic way of looking at it. But then you also would say, why should we not have a smaller A's going on more extensively? Therefore, we have a Z to A also, so that the Z guys also go up in lines. So we had to be making it very democratic, So therefore, that approach is there, and we also believe that in future that there would be a rating which is going to be happening with Spice Board and all. So then there'll be 3 kind of categories, which would be A, Z, and B, rating form.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I also want to add to the first question of yours, talking in terms of after he has talked in terms of this going to be 20,000 per 6 months of subscription. I would say this particular project has actually added a lot of purse value into it for the Spice Board. Crores and crores of rupees have gone into it. When I say 50,000 importers onto the board, if you just see These are all credit-based numbering. For example, the DNB also helps us in terms of identifying these exporters. In a simple word, so he takes 500 rupees per checking of the exporters. Of the importers. And what I say, importer checking, he will be giving also 27 parameters of everybody. So you can imagine what kind of money has gone actually into it. So 20,000 is really a small amount to talk about it. Any other questions?
Hello.
Hello.
Myself, Rakesh Patel from Unja, Gujarat. I am one of the exporters from Gujarat, and really very excited to speak with you all and the launch by Spices Board, the Spice Exchange. My one question is that what technical support you will provide?
Can I take this question? Really a great opportunity to speak to you, sir, and of course tell you what kind of a technical support. I also said that I was already stressed and very worked up standing on the stage, especially after what the Joint Secretary said. This is our responsibility. It's a responsibility to make sure that the 24/7 show actually happens 24/7. We have a large office in terms of people working to make sure that they'll take any and every question of yours in terms of any time of the day. And also, as I was talking in terms of your own office here, the office actually is a 24/7 office of yours, wherein you can actually set up what you want to do individually. And also the moment you talk in terms of, I missed out two very important factor, is that two added feature in this. One is of course a talk bot which is again a technologically advanced thing. There is it's a lovely lady there, and you can ask her a lot of questions, and a lot of questions would be answered automatically. And also for the importers, from the importers' point of view, we have almost 150 questions with the lady, and all those questions would be answered by the lady. And also we have a normal chat box which is there in almost all the sites now. So keeping that in mind, I think we have made sure that 24/7 will be able to help you. Does
Yes.
that? Thank you. Any other questions? This site is completely secured to the extent that you can go up to the site and you can't even download anything there. It's as secure of that. And coming to your site, for if you're an exporter, no other exporter can go to your site, or no other exporter can enter to your office. So only the importers can, knock at your door and ask you, can I enter? Only then you can actually enter to this. So therefore, it's going to be 100% secure now. And because we have already invested so much money into the data and XYZ, we had to make it very, very secure. So that all has been kept in mind. Any other? I can't hear him. His mic is closed or what? Can you reach out to him? So your mic is not working, I think. Can you unmute it first? Or meanwhile, we can take some other question.
Hello, sir.
Hi.
I'm Dr. Mahesh from Spicy or Cochin, a startup company. Sir, how can we register on this Spice Exchange, sir?
So you'll have to just go up to the site and start registering yourself. It's as simple as that. Open up the site. You will have a small link. Press the link, and then they'll be asking you to register.
How can you register on the Spice Exchange, sir?
As I said, it's very, very simple to register. Just have to open the site.
Hello.
Can you hear me? Hello?
Tell me, sir, I can hear.
I said it's a very, very simple process. As I always talk about UX and UI, it's a two-step process to even get registered into it. Once you open up the site, there will be a small mnemonic there. You just have to press that mnemonic. It will open up to the registration page. So it's going to be a very simple approach.
Okay, sir. Tell me, sir. I can hear you, sir.
I think I'm through with it. I mean, it's very simple. Just open up the website now that it is launched, and the process will almost be there. So it's going to be happening one after one. Just have to open it. Rest the system will follow. Yeah, if you want, I can. If you're in coaching, I can actually come over and show it to you. Don't worry. Any other queries? Anybody here? Yeah.
Yeah, again, Prakash. I just want to know how different is it from the other sites like Dollar and all that? Is it comparable? But one feature that I definitely liked very much, you spoke about, you can contact the overseas buyers and get the language conversed. So that is definitely very different. So what other differences do you see?
I would say, first of all...
and one more part of it, since there are a lot of small time exporters and startups and many large exporters, do you also think to promote the exports, like they were talking about, from going from 4 billion to 5 billion to 10 billion? Shouldn't we have some kind of privilege rating for these startups or these small exporters? Again, probably it's for you or Spices Board to answer.
That's of course a Spice Board's objective and the mission. I'm sure they would.
Yeah, thanks for your feedback. I think we are here to constantly improve upon the features that, with which we are starting this launch. The features, based on our brainstorming, we have arrived at this level of features, but we are open to adding more and innovative features based on the feedback from stakeholders. So there will be constant interaction. And as you have mentioned about promotion, Mr. Sujit also has mentioned that we will be having certain events for export promotions hosted on this platform, like international BSMs and some other programs which are relevant to the export segment of spices will be hosted by Spices Board on this platform. And we will be in constant touch with the registered members. We will take their feedback, and whenever feasible, we will be adding more features, useful features. So in that regard, we thank you for your comment and suggestion.
Anybody else?
Hello, sir.
Hi.
Hello.
Good evening. Welcome.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, welcome to the launch function.
इस कुलदीप अग्रवाल फ्रॉम सिक्किम. हम लोग ये पूछना चाहते हैं कि सबको पता है कि सिक्किम में बड़ी इलायची का फसल बड़ा मात्रा में किया जाता है फार्मर की तरफ से. फिर भी हम लोग को अपना प्रोडक्ट्स का दाम अच्छा से नहीं मिलता है ड्यू टू नेपाल प्रोडक्शन. हम लोग का जो क्वालिटी टेस्ट वगैरह आता है सर, उस हिसाब से हम लोग को मार्केटिंग नहीं मिल पाता है सर.
हेलो, ये प्लेटफॉर्म जो आपको दिया गया है, यहाँ पर जो बायर है, इंटरनेशनल बायर है, जिसमें सब्सक्राइब करेंगे तो आपको बहुत सारे यहाँ पर इंटरनेशनल बायर्स आपको नज़र आएंगे, एक बार सब्सक्राइब करेंगे तो आप उनसे इंटरेक्ट कर सकते हैं ग्लोबली, सारे दुनिया में आप उनसे इंटरेक्ट कर सकते हैं और अपना प्राइसिंग जो है आपका कमोडिटीज़ का जो आपका सैम्पलिंग डिटेल्स वगैरह है, ब्रोशर्स वगैरह है, वो आप इस साइट के माध्यम से उन्हें बता सकते हैं। तो इसलिए ये प्लेटफॉर्म खोला गया है ताकि जो सेलर हैं या जो फार्मर्स हैं और जिन्हें आप गुड्स देना चाहते हैं, स्पाइसेस देना चाहते हैं, वो आपका ब्रोशर्स, पैम्फलेट्स, जो आपकी सैंपल्स की डिटेल्स है, प्राइस क्या है, वो सारी चीज़ आप उनको बता सकते हैं। ठीक है, धन्यवाद।
Thank you, everybody. It has been a really pleasure talking to all of you. I'm sure you all would be subscribing very soon. Would you like to say anything? Last word, sir? Okay. Thank you, sir.
Spice Board India now lead.
With that, we come to the end of the interactive session. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to let you all know that HDFC Bank is our payment gateway partner, and I would like to invite Mr. Hemi Sebastian, who is the Senior Vice President and Zonal Head of HDFC Bank, along with his team, to hand over a token of honor from their end to Shri D. Satyan IFS, Secretary Spices Board. I would also like to invite Shri D. Satyan IFS, Secretary Spices Board, onto the dais to receive the memento. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, ma'am. Now may I request all of you to kindly rise for the national anthem.
जन गण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Ladies and gentlemen, tea and refreshments are arranged outside the hall. I request all of you to please join us for the high tea. Thank you all once again.